Hi and welcome to yet another episode of The Ninja and the Gora. Today we're going to talk about the will to live. It's something that... Okay, this cropped up because I was watching a video of Niki Lauda. I'm working on a painting and Niki Lauda features. And so while I was watching this video, he mentioned that after he got burnt in the crash in 1976, he was in hospital and he was given something like a 5% chance to live. You know, he was very, very close to death. And he said that a priest came into his room and gave him the last rites. Now, when he saw the priest come in, he thought, "Oh, he's going to give me some stirring speech, and say everything's going to be okay and that kind of thing." Because he said he was ready to die. He was ready. He thought, "Okay, that's it. He's coming in, and so I'm going to die afterwards." And the priest came in and said that I gave him the last rites, and then just walked away. And he said he was really annoyed about that, and he thought it was very, very rude. And so he said that was the moment that I decided, no, I'm going to live. And so his will came into it, and he sort of willed himself better as well. Obviously, a lot of mental strength, a lot of he was a fit man anyway because he was a racing driver, but that mental strength helped get him through and help him live again, whereas Pfizer doesn't believe that's possible. What's your view?
Yeah, you can't will yourself to live if you're dying. I mean, of course, I'm not contesting that if it takes willpower to get better. But if you're on the brink of death, you can't bring yourself back from the dead.
He did.
Just because you're going to will it.
He did.
It's not medically possible.
It is.
Okay, I've got asthma. Can I will it away? Can I will away my asthma?
Okay, you can't will away cancer.
You can't will away anything.
Of course, no, but you can will yourself to live. If you're in a position where,
you might be able to will yourself to live, but you can't will yourself not to die.
He did. Listen, there are certain aspects in times. There are certain aspects in times that power of thought and that mental strength will make you live where someone weaker than that would die.
Okay, you're talking about your everything, all your organs working, whatever the problem is causing you to die.
Well, his organs were in such a poor condition.
Yeah, and they started working because of his willpower?
To a point, yeah. To a point, yeah.
No, okay, to a point you can obviously make yourself feel better, but you can't bring yourself back from the brink of death.
Yeah, you can.
You say to a point, in the same breath you say you can bring yourself back from the dead.
Yeah, I'm not talking about a disease here. I'm talking about a sort of a touch and go situation, such as Niki's, when he was so close to death. His lungs were damaged irreparably because he had to have a lung transplant later on in life.
Yeah.
You
know what? I'm willing my asthma away, my inflammation going. I can't do it.
Maybe that's because one, because you're saying something stupid, and two, because you haven't got that strong a mind.
What do you mean?
You're not at the brink of death, Faiz.
Yeah, okay. So our question here is that you can bring yourself back from the brink of death.
In certain conditions. Obviously,
just by willing yourself.
Yes, in certain conditions. Of course you can. Okay, are there any doctors out there watching this at the moment that can pitch in and give us a hand here and tell us, is this possible? Is it possible for you?
Real doctors, not fake doctors.
Not doctors of philosophy or Spanish.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Doctors of philosophy is...
MD.
Yes.
MD or surgeon or something like that.
Yes, but a PhD is a real doctor.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But okay, a doctor of linguistics isn't going to tell us whether this is credible or not, is it? Are they?
You know what?
What?
PhD are the real doctors as opposed to MDs. Okay, I'm going to prove that to you. Okay,
you don't have to prove it to me. Because I'll take your word for it. You don't have to prove it to me. I'm sure you're right.
Yeah. Okay.
But in the sense that we're talking about a doctor here, you don't go and see a linguist if you've got a sore throat or a bad foot.
Yeah, of course.
Or a skin condition.
Yeah, we know this.
You go and see the doctor.
Yeah, of course, we know this.
Yeah, well then, your argument's trite.
What argument?
This one about a doctor, a PhD is a proper doctor, and an MD isn't.
No, I didn't say that. They are the real doctors, I said. Okay? What are you laughing? What are you laughing about? No, I'll have you know, PhDs are the real doctors. Okay?
Yeah. I'm not saying they're not Faiz, because of course they're doctors. They've got a PhD after them, which makes them a doctor. It's the highest certification qualification in academia.
Okay. One of the original meanings for the word doctor is teacher or scholar. Okay?
How long are we going back for this?
Right at the root. It literally is
hundreds and hundreds of years.
It literally is derived from the Latin verb docere, which means to teach. So MDs are not the real doctors. PhDs are the real doctors.
Okay, so next time you've got a skin condition, go and see a lecturer at university.
No, that was not the point. That's not the point. The point is, you're talking about a medical doctor, and you passed the comment. I'm not talking about PhDs. I mean a real doctor comment.
Yeah,
you
okay.
said that. So what I mean to say is that you meant a medical doctor, and you shouldn't be saying, well, not PhD doctors comment here, MDs comment here. Do you know what I mean? So why would you say...
Because that's clarifying, isn't it? I'm giving clarification as to what type of doctor you should see.
Do you think that PhDs jump into medical on medical issues and give their opinion?
You know, it's like arguing with a pigeon.
Okay, it's not. It's called arguing for the sake of arguing. You're arguing.
That's what you're doing. No, you're arguing for the sake of arguing.
Okay. So, yeah, MDs may comment on this. Okay, PhDs who would have not bothered anyway with medical advice because they know better, and who are real doctors, don't bother. Okay.
All right, I'm right.
What are you right about? Yeah, willing yourself back from the dead.
It's not willing yourself back from the dead because you're not dead. You're willing yourself to live from the brink of death. Yes.
From the brink of death.
Yes, absolutely, it can happen.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, absolutely can.
So what are you
Doctors out there, MDs out there, MDs, medical practitioners, GPs,
which is
get in
fine.
touch.
Even if you had said doctors or the PhDs, and I'm like, oh, let me raise my hand because I've got a doctor in front of my name.
Are you saying this just because you're going PhD? This is
nonsense.
You feel this is a slur on your...
No, I don't feel anything. This is like a side argument which has nothing to do with this. The point being that why would PhDs raise their hands and say, I've got some medical advice for you, which they won't.
So why did you?
No, why I didn't. You said that not real, only real doctors, not PhDs.
You know, you're going to make yourself look a complete fool on this.
So you can edit it.
No.
Why?
I'm not editing that bit out.
What bit?
That bit there. Where you're making yourself look a tit.
Okay. Nobody can just, with your sheer willpower, bring yourself back from the brink of death.
Certain people can. Certain people have been.
Lying
people will do.
Lying there on your bed on the brink of death, you don't will yourself back. Okay.
Some people do.
Okay. Now imagine something's about hit you, or you're gonna, you're in a situation like a physical one, and you can will yourself to get up from the fire or something like that and save yourself. But physically, just lying there on the brink of death and just think, you know what? That guy just did his last rites, and how dare you? I'm just gonna will myself back. Yeah. Doesn't happen.
It did.
Okay.
It did happen.
Yeah, maybe in retrospect he thought this sounds good, and I'll just say it.
No, stop this in, Nikki.
I'm not. I'm just saying. You know, when you're in front of the camera, you can say many things, or when you're writing stuff, you just let it go.
No,
you go with the flow.
You're wrong.
No, because it sounds good, but you can't do it.
I can't wait for an MD to get on this and make a comment and say Pfizer's wrong, Andy's right.
Well, they can if they want to. It doesn't mean I'm going to believe it.
I'm not saying everyone can. I'm saying in certain situations that some people can will themselves better. They're mentally stronger, and so they survive. Whereas a mentally weaker person would not survive that situation.
So what they they can with their mental strength make their cells work, or they stop their organs from shutting down, or what are they doing with this mental strength?
Fighting for life.
Okay, all right, good. Anyway, it doesn't matter who's gonna comment. I'm believing what I'm believing.
Of course you do.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course, because that's just the type of person you are.
Sorry. Okay, the truth is that where's your medical evidence that people can will themselves back from death?
I'm sure there's a lot of it out there.
Yeah, I'm sure. There isn't any.
Get in touch.
Yeah.
Prove me right.
Yeah.
Prove her wrong.
Put all your credible sources in the comments, okay? Unless there's a credible source, I'm not bothering with. I'm not even taking anybody's word for it, because you've got to put a credible source there. Yeah, credible. 3 R's: reputable, reliable, and current. It's with a C.
Seasonal.
Yeah, I know. The third R is
A C.
no. There are 3 R's is reputable, reliable, and relevant. Okay, that's so it doesn't cover the date thing here in the 3 R's, but it's got to be in date as well. I mean, anything older than 10 years is not acceptable. Yeah. So there you go. I don't believe you, Andy. You didn't prove anything to me. Okay. Okay.
And you didn't prove anything to me.
Yeah, but I didn't set out to.
You didn't disprove anything either.
Well, I'm saying, where's your evidence?
Well, Nicky Loud is my evidence.
That's a personal story, anecdotal. I don't believe it because that's a
He says it.
one-off. Yeah.
He experienced it.
And
Well, it isn't anecdotal evidence can be considered.
One person.
In this situation, yeah, he's the person that did it. So why not?
no, that's
I'm sure there are more than just Nicky's case as well.
Yeah, you don't will yourself. Okay.
Some instances, some cases, you do.
Yeah, I'm sure that you can have the willpower to just not let go, that kind of thing, when you're in a precarious.
So that's it then.
In a situation like a fire, I said, and make that not give up and maybe jump out of the door or window, that kind of thing. Yeah, but just lying there, I'm gonna will my cells to work and my organs to work and not to shut down, and this doesn't happen. Yeah, I'm willing my lungs to fight this asthma.
It's not the point.
Yeah, I'm just willing it.
You're not in that situation. Are you dying?
No.
Well then.
Okay, anyway. It's just done.
Yes.
Okay.
It's done.
Okay.